Hey everybody, we meet again. It's about 4:45. Temperature is 38 degrees and humidity is 79%. We are at a good point today, because the ceiling panel inserts are all done and where they need to be. The next step going forward is to figure out exactly where they need to go, get them perfectly lined up with one another, perfectly centered with the frames of the canopy, get them trimmed up, get more rivets in there for a little extra strength, and get some wires, because those lights will be powered, because that's how I'm going to be able to see up in there. Those are done. I tried making these. I tried making the die set to try to make these, and it didn't work. So I just broke down and bought these, because I got them for, I think, $1.50 a piece. There's 32 of them, so 70 or 80 bucks worth of shipping. My one regret is I assumed that I was going to be able to make them, so I ordered a big 6-inch hole saw. Of course, there wasn't enough room for the rivets, so that's why those washers are in there. Obviously, these cups are 6 inches by 1 inch, but of course the 6 inch is the overall diameter and not the actual cup itself, so that's why that space is in there, but it works. I am thrilled. One thing I'll probably never be able to figure out is if there's some kind of like an insulation up in there. Either something sprayed in there or some kind of a foam thingamabob, but I don't know. No clue. Don't have any B-36s. They're gonna pry open the top of the canopy for me anytime soon, so I won't be holding my breath. You can see the elongated units up there. There's only 2 of those, and they reside right there. I don't know if I'm going to fill these in or not. It'd probably be kind of easy. I don't know. I might do a test run and see how one goes. It's kind of not necessary. But the more I think about it, the more I want to fix it. That top panel up there is not sitting down as well as it should. That's why there's that line where it hits and then goes up. But what's important is that flow of the canopy. That's the money right there. Right when it apexes, that's when that goes up. I was just looking at the canopy illustrations and the illustrated parts breakdown. I think I've got this mastered, but in the IPB, this actually it rounds and then goes straight. So I might have to cut that out and put a roundness. I don't know. I think I nailed it. My test on the other side shows that it's pretty nice, so we'll find out. I don't know why I've got the urge to do it, but I think I might pull these down. Or not pull them down, but build them down some further. We'll see. I'm going to eventually, but trying to determine where I'm going to go next, which I know where I'm going to go next, and that's I'm going to finish that area right there, which will be cake. He doesn't have any strengtheners in him. And that one right there, which only has 1 strengthener, right there on the corner. That'll take me a day to do that, get that up there. And then it's just a matter of laying cardboard up there, making a pattern. I can see in the IPB that there's a line right down the center line. So that indicates to me is that they made 1 die set or one pattern for this side, and they flipped it over and traced the pattern on the other side. We'll flip the metal over, and then they've got both sides. So that's exactly what I'm going to do to an extent. There are variations in the beams. The ones, they're off a ½ inch here, 1/4 of an inch there. It didn't matter how many times I measured it. Like I said in other videos, my ultimate goal was to hide my imperfections with the glazing, because these things are going to be thicker and then have the weather stripping. It's just, it didn't matter how many times I measured and kicked myself and cussed and pissed and moaned, and just the result was the same and nothing was going to change. It's kind of magical. It's out here in this garage, I can measure something exactly 1 inch, and then I put a hole in it, then it turns into 1 1/32 inch. It's just, I don't know. Get you a good shot in here. It's interesting, on the real B-36 parts, there's actually not drawings, but writing and numbers on all the corners where the guys, when they built it, they just kind of scribbled their dimensions and stuff. It's a lot of stuff on my aft compartment. Especially under the floorboard where they didn't paint, there's those just numbers and lines everywhere where they built it. And another thing about the B-36 that I've noticed over time is they didn't measure out every individual rivet. Every rivet's not squared and perfect. They kind of did what they want to do. The line's fairly straight, but it kind of wobbles. I guess they didn't have time to sit there and measure millions of rivets out, so I don't feel bad. When I first started building this, I measured out every rivet, made sure it was perfectly square. But now I just, I want to get this done. It's a shame. Well, this is going to be covered up with the jet console, and this is going to be covered up with the ceiling. I'll be able to do the ceiling really soon, and, have that roof over our heads on both on the interior and exterior surfaces. It's going to be crazy. There's a slide switch made by Cutler Hammer that goes right there. There's one of them, and it's got this nice guard on it, which I cannot find anywhere. A while back, I actually found the switch with the right part number, but he didn't have, or the seller, I should say, he did not have the guard. It broke my heart. I might have to make that guard. I need 1, 2, 3 of those guards. I hate to make a die or fabricate that little itty bitty piece of metal, but if that's what it takes. I got a donation probably a week ago. I don't think I thanked you on the email, but I'm thanking you again. I appreciate that. One thing that I have noticed on the real aircraft is that frame right there extends out, the top of it extends out to the edge of these, and they're riveted in there, and over on this side too. So I want to do that up there. I have good aged, or pictures of canopies that have age to them, and I don't see any evidence of that, what happens there, anywhere else on the canopy. So I'm just going to go with the flow and just do them the way they are. Of course, again, you're not going to see them, but I like to do as much structure. If I see a structure looks that way in the picture, I duplicate it, because it always turns out that later down the road, I end up needing that structure to attach something to. That's critical. Well, that about sums it up for me today. I'll see y'all next time.